Okay, guys, welcome. So we got section 3.3, solve an equation with variables on both sides. So our standards, right? AREI 3 and ASSE 3. So we're combining solving equations and simplifying. And this learning objective is we'll learn how to solve equations with variables on both sides by manipulating the equation. Okay, so similarities and differences. Consider the following equations. Negative 6x plus 25 equals 49. And our second equation, 10x plus 25 equals 16x plus 49. So we're going to look at what is similar and what is different about both equations. So for A, if you just look at it, you can see that the variable is on the left. So variable on the left, and B has variable on both sides. Let's see what else it has. So it has, this one has a 25, that's the same. This one has a 49 and a 49, that one's the same. So the only thing that's different is the variable, right? Negative 6x, 10x, and 16x. Let's say, well, we can manipulate this equation on the right. Like we could subtract 16x to both sides, and we can do that. So this is going to cancel 10x minus 16x. So 10 minus 16 is going to be negative 6. So negative 6x, bring down to plus 25 equals, bring down to 49. And now you can see that both equations are exactly the same. So one of them, all it had is variables on both sides. But if you manipulated it or move it over to the other side, it would be exactly the same. And we could solve it that way a lot easier if we could do two-step equations like we've been doing. So this whole section is going to be focused on those type of problems, like variables on both sides. And our step one of simplify, right? Last lesson, distribute, combine like terms. Step two is get the variable on one side. So when you start off with both sides, you want to get it to one side so that we can solve it. Okay, so like here we have an example. 10x plus 25 equals 16x plus 49. So we have variables on both sides, right? The 10x and the 16x. And we want to get the variable on both sides. So we subtract 16x to both sides like we did before. We get negative 6x plus 25. And then we could solve it, right? Subtract the constant, minus 25. Divide by the coefficient, negative 6 to both sides. And we get x equals negative 4. Example 2. So we have a parentheses now, right? So simplify first. So you could distribute, right? So 4 times 5n, 20n, 4 times negative 7, negative 28. The right side, just bring everything down. Now we have just a variable on both side problem. And we can subtract 10n to get it on the left to both sides, right? And then 20 minus 10 is 10. And now we have a two-step equation. We add 28 to both sides. Divide by the coefficient 10, and we get n equals 3. Example number 3. If you have more than one parentheses, just distribute it, right? So 9, distribute the 9 times 11, 9 times negative k, 3 times 3k, 3 times negative 9. Then we have a new line. When we get the variable on one side, subtract 9k. Subtract the constant, so this one's in the front. Subtract 99, because that's a positive 99. To both sides, divide by the coefficient, k equals 7. So you notice all these problems are the same, right? Distribute, combine like terms, get the variable one side, add or subtract the constant, divide by the coefficient, and you get your answer. Right? They're all the same process, just like that. So follow the steps. Is there another way to solve example 3? Besides subtracting 9k to both sides. Right, so we subtracted what's on the right here. Subtract 9k, and we did it to both sides. Is there a different way that we could do it? So if you had 99 minus 9k, equals 9k minus 27. Instead of subtracting 9 from the right, we could get rid of the left. We could add 9k to the left and do it that way. So we get 99 left over equals 9 plus 9, 18k minus 27. And then we could solve that one. Add 27, add 27, 126 equals 18k. It looks similar, right? Divide by 18, divide by 18, and we get 7 equals k. We turn around, k equals 7. So you get the same exact answer. So whichever way you want to do it, you can always get rid of the right side variable like this, or because this was negative, you could add it so that the right sides are positives if you want to avoid that negative. But either way, you get the same answer. If you get confused, just always get rid of the right side. It's usually easier if you're confused what to do, right? Just get rid of the right side one. Okay, a few examples from the homework. So we want to do letter A. We're going to simplify first, right? That's our first step. Distribute. So 9 times x, 9x. 9 times 3 is 27 equals, and then bring down 4x minus 3. So now we have a problem with variables on both sides. We just got to get rid of it. We want to get rid of the right side. So instead of 4x, we subtract 4x. Because it's positive 4x, so we subtract it. And we do it to both sides, to the variable, right? And you have 9x minus 4x, so 9 minus 4, 5 x's. 27 comes down, plus 27 equals negative 3, because negative 3 comes down, right? Remember, that's a negative, so bring down the negative 3. Now we have a two-step equation. Subtract 27, both sides, bring down 5x, and we get negative 3 minus 27, we negative 30, and we divide by 5 to both sides, and we get x equals negative 6, just like that. Okay, next one. Same process, right? We have a parentheses, we distribute 2 to both terms. So we got 2 times 12, 24. 2 times negative 8x, right? That's a negative 8x right there. So 2 times negative 8, negative 16 with the x. Negative 16x equals, bring everything down. Yeah, then we want to get rid of the variable. Oh, can we simplify first, right? There is 2 variables on the right. They're both x's, so we can combine them. And you have a single x, this is a 1x. So 1x minus 11 x's. So 1 minus 11 is going to be negative 10x. Bring it down again, everything on the left. So now we have a variable. Now we can get rid of minus 10. We could plus 10x to both sides. We could do it that way. Or we could add 16x to both sides. Either way would work. So this one, you add 16x. So we got 24 equals 10 plus 16 is 6, right? With the x. And now we can divide by 6, divide by 6. So 24 divided by 6 is 4 equals x. And we flip it around, x equals 4. That's for part B. Part C. Again, we have the parentheses. We're going to try simplify first. So distribute that 8. 8 times 2t, 8 times negative 6. So 8 times 2t is 16 t's. 8 times negative 6, right, so negative is negative 48. Then we bring down everything. It's a positive 16t. Bring it down. And now we want to simplify again. So we have like terms. So we have 3t and a positive 16t. 3 plus 16, 19. So 19t's minus 48 equals t 2 plus 14t. Now we have variables on both sides, so we can get rid of this 14t on the right. So minus 14t, because it's addition, so we subtract it. Let's do inverse. Get rid of that 14t. So 19 minus 14 is 5. Bring it down. Right, the negative 48 comes down, equals 2. Now we have a two-step equation. Add 48, add 48. Bring down 5t. 2 plus 48, 50. Divide by the coefficient 5 to get our final answer. T equals 10. Right, so same process. So we just distribute, combine like terms if possible. Now we have just variables on both sides. We subtract or add one of them to get it to the other side. And then we have a two-step equation. We solve it. Add or subtract the constant, divide by the coefficient, and we get our answer. Okay, go ahead and try those. Right, reflect and show understanding. Show your work, explain, content conversation. You do not have to do the flip grid again. Right, so we're not doing the flip grid. You don't have to do that part. We're just going to write it, show your work here, and explain your answer on the bottom. And that's it. Okay, guys, till next time. Shoots.